Hi everyone, my name is Riya Dev and my student ID is EMV5684. Our group number is School Course 43. Today I'm going to start my presentation. Our presentation topic is Strengthening Cybersecurity at Portside Business College, a comprehensive security review of the Finance Department. In this slide, we can see agenda and project overview. We can see the project start with an analysis of a real-world spear phishing attack. To identify key areas for improvement, a structured security framework is adopted, beginning with the drafting of a new security policy and its subsequent collaboration refinement. The process progressed with the creation of a formal risk management plan and an incident response. In this slide, you can see the journey. In that journey includes the incident, the first defense, refinement, deep dive, preparation, the audit, the fix, key outcomes, and future recommendations, team contributions. In this slide, we can see key cyber threats identified, a text type, spear phishing. In that, we can see the analysis began with a security incident identified as a spear phishing attack, a highly targeted threat. The attacker crafted a deceptive email presenting the internal IT support team, sending it specially to Kelly in the finance department. The strategic goal is multifaceted. First, to steal credentials for internal network access. Following that, the attacker could use the compromised account to move laterally and ultimately exploration of sensitive financial data. Three critical red flags should have alerted the user. First, a manufactured sense of urgency, using terms like urgent to bypass critical thinking. Second, a suspicious hyperlink that did not lead an official PBC domain. Finally, the unusual request itself. Standard information security protocols state that legitimate IT departments do not request credential verification through unsocialized email links, making this a clear violation of policy. In this PPT, we can also see critical red flags of Kelly missed, sense of urgency, suspicious hyperlink, and unusual request. The next slide is for the IT communication security policy. In that, we can see purpose to create an enforceable protocol to prevent unauthorized access by mandating verification of all IT related communications before action is taken. In response to identify this threat, the first step is to develop a formal IT communication security policy. The purpose of this policy is to create a clear, enforceable protocol that prevents unauthorized access. It achieves this by mandating the verification of all IT-related communication before any action is taken. The policy is built on several key pillars. The scope is comprehensive, applying to all personnel who interact with finance systems, including permanent staff, managers, contractors, and remote workers. Also, the standards set clear technological benchmarks. For instance, any request for multi-factor authentication or credential charges must be validated directly with the IT department. Furthermore, security technologies like SSH and strong encryption is now mandatory for all remote access and password storage. Finally, the guideline established verify don't trust security culture. Staff are provided with clear instruction to recognize suspicious communication and are explicitly forbidden from sending credential via email. You can also see MFA credential changes, SSH and encryption and guidelines in this PPT.
Hello everyone, my name is Shazad Rasool, and today I will discuss about the policy refinement through peer feedback and the risk management plan. So firstly, we will look the first slide. A draft policy is only first steps. Refinement is critical, so therefore an internal peer review process is conducted to simulate a real world exam policy development cycle and enhance the document's effectiveness. The feedback process yielded significant improvements. First reviewer noted the policy is well organized, but that the guidelines needed more concrete examples. In response, specific phishing indicators such as impersonal and salutations are added. Another reviewer praised the clarity of the procedures but pointed out that the scope for non-traditional workers is vague. So, third review highlighted that the standards could benefit from one technical specificity. Consequently, the document is revised to include explicit requirements for multi-factor authentication and technical email validation method. All changes are tracked for full transparency. So now we're going to discuss about the risk management plan. So let's have a look one by one. These risks highlight the need for layered security from endpoint configurations to network segmentation and perimeter defense. So the first one is unsecured FTP traffic. FTP sends data including username and passwords in plain text, so making it highly vulnerable to interception by attackers. So given its high impact and likelihood, FTP must be deactivated immediately and use secure alternative such as secure FTP. The second one is absence of VLAN tagging. So without VLANs, all devices reside on the same broadcast domain. So it's increasing exposure and reducing control over data flows. So to mitigate this, you need to implement VLAN tagging. The third one is dormant interface serial 0/0/1. So a disabled but unmonitored interface poses a risk. It becomes active without authorization intentionally or accidentally. So it should be shutting down unused ports and monitoring them via logs or alerts. So the fourth one is unsecured password policies practices. The use of default or weak passwords and unencrypted login mechanisms is a critical vulnerability. So to mitigate this, we need to use secure password policies, enable encryption using enable secret, and disable insecure protocols like telnet. So the last one is the lack of perimeter firewall. The absence of firewall allows unrestricted traffic between the internal network and the internet. So by implementing deploying a parameter firewall with strict access control lists and intrusion prevention can help secure outbound and inbound traffic. Thank you very much. That's it from my side.
Hello everyone, my name is Nisit Rawal and today I am presenting the Incident Response Plan IRP. So first of all we see in this slide explain the Incident Response Plan, which is a structured 5-phase process designed to handle security breaches effectively. First one is the detection. We start by monitoring system logs to identify suspicious activity. Second one is the isolation. Once a threat is found, we isolate the affected network areas to stop the spread. Third one is elimination. Then we remove the malware, disable compromised accounts, and apply any missed security updates. Fourth one is restoration. The restoration means the next and we restore clean backup versions of the data and confirm the system is secure. And the fifth one is the improvement analysis. So finally we review the incident, update our threat databases and improve our security measures based on the what we learn. This plan helps minimize damage, recover faster and prevent future attacks. Now we see the network security findings. This slide present to network security findings from our audit, comparing our current setup against security policies like the RMP and IRP. First of all, we see the strength. Access control lists are applied on router interfaces, helping to control traffic. Physical security is in place with unused ports shut down to prevent unauthorized access. Port security is enabled, allowing only one device per port based on MAC address. Second, we see the weaknesses. Talent is active for remote access, which is insecure. We should switch to SSH. No legal warning is so on login, which could help deter unauthorized users. No centralized logging means we lack proper logging and time synchronization, which affects monitoring and auditing. This analysis helps identify what's secure and what needs fixing in our networks.
Hi, my name is Nitish Kumar and my student ID is SPG5072, and today I am presenting about the implemented network changes. So first of all, we talk about the networking changes. To introduce itself, to improve network security, we address all identified gaps using packet tracker. Here's summary of the changes we made. We can just secure the remote access, enabled SS version 2 on all network devices. SSH encrypts remote access, making it secure. We also disable telnet, which is not secure. The outcome is the network change is that the old remote management is encrypted and telnet is no longer allowed. The legal notification of the message of the day (MODD) banner. This banner gives a warning to anyone trying access the network without permission. Outcome: it acts as a legal warning against the unauthorized access. So we can refine the access control, set up the access control list ACL to block traffic between the finance operations network, and this stop users in one network from accessing the other you unless allowed. The outcome of this enforces network segmentation and stops the all attackers from moving easily through the network if they get in. The conclusion of this summary is that these changes help make the network more secure by protecting remote access, giving legal warning, etc., and limiting who can access what inside the network. So the key outcomes and the future recommendation, and this slide show what we achieve in the project and what steps are recommended for long-term security improvement at PBC. Identified key behavior and technical weakness is the system developed a strong enforceable IT communication security policy, created structured risk management and incident response plans to handle future threats, hardened the network using SSH access control list and the best practices to improve. The strategic recommendation of this that the user education, by this the train all staff with regular phishing simulation policy expansion technology investment continuous improvement, and the conclusion is that these outcomes and recommendation will help PBC build a stronger, more secure IT environment and stay prepared for future cyber threats. Thank you.
Hello everyone. This slide outlines the group contribution, highlight each member's responsibility during the project. Riya Dave focused on analyzing phishing incident, drafting the initial security policy and compiling the final report. Shehzad Rasul developed the risk management plan and conducted the network audit and gap analysis. Nishit Rawal worked on creating the incident response plan and implementing network security featured in packet tracer including SSH and ACLS. Nitish Kumar handled peer feedback coordination, updated policy documents, and designed and prepared the final presentation. This shows how each member played a key role in successfully completing the project. Thank you.